yacht maintenance is exorbitant, even by my standards.
Indeed.
Oh, hello friends. Join us, why don't you, for a review of Week 12 in the NFL. If any American could be knighted, I nominate Odell Beckham Jr.
The TY stands for thank you, as someone became a member of the New Father League.
This, my friends, is the sporting gentleman. This is the Sporting Gentleman. I'm Matt, that's Nick. We're not British, just well-heeled. Welcome, sir.
Great to be here. I love what you did with the place.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
In order to properly review Week 12 in the NFL, we need to construct a Mount Rushmore, the noblest of American monuments. And I think that if we're building a Week 12 Mount Rushmore, the first person on there, Odell Beckham Jr. Catch of the year, of the decade, of our lives.
Well, I would say the two finest catches that have been made so far in the 21st century of our Lord Anno Domino belong to the New York Giants. One having been made in a Super Bowl that I can't quite remember as a Patriots fan by a certain David Tyree.
Yes.
And now Odell Beckham Jr., a human highlight reel of epic elastic proportions.
Turned himself into a human parenthesis with sticky fingers. 3 fingers he used to make that catch. Incredible.
I know. I was looking for Johnny Torch and the Invisible Woman to join him because he was Mr. Stretch, Mr. Fantastic with that catch.
Yeah, incredibly done. A shame that it was wasted on the New York Giants, who, oh gosh.
And a crowd full of Cowboys fans. Did you hear the way that they cheered for the Cowboys in MetLife Stadium?
It's not the warmest of home crowds.
Unfair to put on a performance like that.
Who would you put at number 2 in the Mount Rushmore?
I would say properly joining the Week 12 Mount Rushmore alongside Odell Beckham Jr. would be one T.Y. Hilton.
The 73-yard touchdown, I believe, just off to the races. Had himself a very nice game.
A classically T.Y. Hilton day, coming off a bounce-back performance, if you will, following a letdown against the Patriots at home on Sunday Night Football in Week 11. 4 catches, 122 yards, and a touchdown. A very T.Y. Hilton day.
And then breaking down into tears over the birth of his daughter.
To do that on the day that your daughter is born. I mean, both of us, as fathers,
Yes.
people are responsible for the lives of others.
Indubitably.
We've conceived, and dare I say, he conceived to play one of the better games of his year, and then to celebrate his celebration, cradling the football, letting us all know where his heart truly was that day. But his head was in the game.
Yes.
Bully on him. Yeah.
For the third face on our Mount Rushmore, I'm going to go C.J. Anderson. Now, with the Broncos' great win at home against a tough Dolphins squad, you could have gone with Peyton Manning, you could have gone with Demaryius Thomas, 3 touchdown catches. Even Emmanuel Sanders had, I think, 9 catches for 100-odd yards. But I'm going to go with C.J. Anderson, the undrafted free agent, 3rd string, 4th string running back, pressed into service, 167 yards on the ground, a touchdown, 4 catches on top of that, almost 200 yards from scrimmage. Way to step up.
Is he the 8th or 9th different starting running back this year for the Denver Broncos?
It does not matter. I and you also could easily get 100 yards from scrimmage in the Broncos offense.
It's truly remarkable the way that they're just able to trot out one stud after another.
You know who can't, though, is Monte Ball, who I drafted in fantasy football.
And has subsequently been released. He was given his walking papers. You're not allowed back at this party anytime soon, Monte.
Complete our Mount Rushmore, sir.
Following Mr. C.J. Anderson, I would say the last member of the Week 12 Rushmore would be none other than the returning champion of Believe Land, Josh Gordon.
Oh, 8 catches for 120, 16 targets in his first game back from smoking marijuana.
Yes, partaking of the doob. It wasn't that was Josh Gordon's greatest game. He hung a couple 2-hundo spots last year, numbers of touchdowns, didn't make it to the 6-point house, which is fine, because just to have him back there, what he adds to the team, limited snaps, and is still able to haul in 8 passes, 120 yards, and make all the difference, including help set up the game-winning field goal.
Also, fumbled a reverse that could have been like a 20 or 25-yard loss, smartly threw the ball out of bounds. It was just a heady play for his first time back.
Yeah, imagine that. There he was doing what he did to get suspended once again, and yet head back in the game.
props to you, Josh Gordon, and to the Browns. But you know what? We've completed our Mount Rushmore, but there's also the other side, the halfwit of the week. Thank you, Alexander. And we were just talking about the Cleveland-Atlanta game, and without Alexander, get off screen. We've got friends here. So sorry. You were saying, who's your halfwit of the week now?
Well, opposite Josh Gordon, of course, and the Cleveland Browns were the Atlanta Falcons. And if there's nothing that they suffer from more, it is poor leadership. My halfwit of the week would be none other than Mike Smith, a man born with a name for middle management who has no business captaining a ship full of men playing the greatest game on earth.
3rd and 2 from the opponent's 35, stops the clock not once but twice to allow the Browns to have enough time to come back and kick a game-winning field goal.
What also bothers me is when you're the leader of men and you're leading them into the great gridiron battle every given Sunday, 16 out of 17 if you will. I don't want somebody who looks like they were born with a disease that forces them to smile when they say everything. Mike Smith looks damaged. There's something wrong with him. Everything's funny. It's not funny. You blew a game and you're still almost in first place with a 4-7 record. How dare you?
Undefeated within the division.
4-7. What a pile of fly-ridden carcasses the NFC South is. Somebody needs to get to the NFC South and clean it up. Alexander! Make way, would you already? Oh, take your time because that's all we have.
It's so hard to find good help these days.
It truly is.
My halfwit of the week is a former star on your team, Jonas Gray, AFC Offensive Player of the Week, 1 week late to practice on Friday, sent home, and guess what? He lost his spot at the table, no longer welcome on the Patriots, went from 200 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns to not playing a single snap.
Easy come, easy go. Membership at Club Belichick does definitely have its with, well, it's not so easy.
There is no membership. Like Tom Brady is the only surviving member week to week.
You're on the cover of Sports Illustrated, the preeminent sports publication.
The preeminent curse in sports.
That's right. The curse lives on.
Yes.
Jonas Gray, supplanted by LeGarrette Blount. And how about LeGarrette Blount?
78 yards, 2 touchdowns?
78 yards, 2 touchdowns. Kicked to the curb like day-old donuts a few days before by the Pittsburgh Steelers. Picked up and rejuvenated.
Rejuvenated?
Yes, that's reinvigorated and rejuvenate.
Ah, very good, very good.
It's a bit of a portmanteau, old boy. I'll tell you somebody else. Who I'd like to have a word with, though, would be Dominic Raiola.
Ooh,
at the end of the
diving
game.
at the knees. Not sportsmanlike. Not gentlemanly,
How
sir.
ungentlemanly.
Oh, I hope he gets a fine and perhaps even a suspension.
I'll tell you what, I'd like to... I challenge thee, Dominic Raiola. Pistols at dawn.
We close the show with a bit of advice. A word about this gentleman, Eagles trainer Joe Opella. Look at that Van Dyke. Oh, lovingly curated like a collection at the Musée d'Orsay. Now, a lot of you are growing mustaches for Movember, and that's fine. Nothing gives you quite that same warm inner glow from philanthropy. Of course, my style is to write a check so large they have to name the library after me. But every little bit counts. So if all you've got is the hairs on your face to create a cause and raise a little bit of money, good for you. Until next week, sporting fans, we'll see you then.
Alex, the salad fork goes on the outside.